Alright, bugging out on your bicycle or using it as a backup plan, I think, is a great idea. Um, we're going to go over just some of the stuff that I usually carry. I think the most important thing is just upkeep on regular maintenance. And that goes as your bug out vehicle as well, but it's really hard to kind of keep and carry a lot of your backup bicycle stuff. And I'll just show you some of the simple things that I using a bug out bicycle in your plans is I think a terrific idea. I think it's a great idea to use as a commuting device that I do quite a lot. And forgive the helicopter over there, what they're looking for. Only because it's faster than on your feet. It allows you to go places that you wouldn't normally be able to go. And I just think it's a great idea. It's good exercise. I used to outpace metro buses on my way to work, being able to go, where you're not supposed to go. Basically, I would pretend I was a car when it was, convenient for me, and then I would pretend I was pedestrian when it was convenient for me. I ride quite fast, and you'll see I always have a helmet, and part of that is because I always ride like a crazy person. It's just convenient for me. I use head games just to see how fast I can go using a computer. On there, it lets me know my speed, and so just that head game to get that commute going faster. Telling myself that I'm not going to go below 14 miles an hour while I go over a bridge, and just pacing myself. I used to ride. It was just over 7 miles, and I averaged 21 miles per hour on the way down because I lived on a hill, and it was usually about 40 minutes on the way home because it was all uphill on the way home. But I think they're just a great idea. They're a great idea even in the beginnings of what you feel might be sort of a bad scenario. Things are starting to get a little hairy. I would recommend taking your bicycle to the grocery store, saving on your gas, not letting people know that you maybe have a working vehicle, that sort of thing. If traffic is gridlocked and you can't go anywhere, you can certainly get there. Anywhere you could walk, you can get there on a bike. And if need be, you can carry the bike over short distances, similar to pulling a canoe out and traversing over a rapids or something. You can get around things. These bikes, this is quite a bit older, but nowadays they're quite a bit cheaper. It dates back quite a ways. It was one of the first years they came out with hydraulic disc brakes, and you can see it still has the coil shock, which in the future I'd like to upgrade to an air shock, especially because if I can lock out an air shock so that it only becomes a front suspension bike, it's a whole lot better for commuting. I recently just put the mountain bike tires back on because it's summertime. I'm going to be riding it more, not as a commute vehicle, and I actually put them on my sister's bike because she's commuting more on the bike on hers. So fenders are key, although I recently on my last mountain bike trip completely wrecked my rear fender, so I'll have to get a new one of those. If you watch Bug Out Vehicles, I think that's his actual YouTube channel name, he talks about his bug out bicycle on there, and and he's got a nice tail bag. Never been able to use the tail bag very well, just because I seem to always wreck them, but I'll give you a closer look and we'll go over some stuff. Alright, this is an older Raleigh Ram XT. I'm not going to get too specifics over the bike, but I do want to talk to you about just making sure you got regular maintenance on it. Disc brakes are pretty prevalent nowadays. These are the hydraulic ones. This was brand new when this bike came out. This is Shimano version of disc brakes. This is middle of the road. This is Dior derailleurs, Dior front and rear. You get what you can afford, but I'll tell you what, I've broken a lot of cheaper mountain bikes, and until I finally manned up and got a bike that was a little bit better built, this thing's lasted me years. So keep up with the regular maintenance. You're not going to be able to carry a lot of extra parts. You're not going to want to carry extra chains and stuff like that. Now, having a chain tool or something like that, I can understand, like a nice tool kit. I'll show you what I usually have. Again, I usually always have a helmet And I always carry usually a pretty good sized pump with me. It's really not a big deal to have a little bit bigger pump and be able to fix a flat easier, but I carry the Master Lock cuff type locks. I don't know if they're making those anymore. They're nice no matter what, anywhere. That holds on solid to your bike tube. You know, nice solid piece of metal. It's not your wheels that are coming off. And then I run the cable through both my wheels, but you're not getting the bike, that's for sure. It's also really nice that any signs or posts or like meters, if you clamp that on, if there's not a bike stall around and you're out and about, you can easily, I guess what I always do is I do it where I can see the bike. If a bike stalls a little bit out of the window of a restaurant that I'm having lunch in, but there's a meter right out front where you park, I will hook those cuffs on. I'll show you there. Hook these cuffs onto the post, and you can't lift the bike up past the meter because it's bigger than the posts. And this little bag, I usually throw in the bag if I'm going to take the bike. It's sort of just a main kit, but essentially it's got a spare tube. If I was bugging out, I would put 2 more of these in there. I just buy a bunch of them when they're cheap and on sale. I do have, if you're in a hurry, I have a Big Air. I have a couple of these CO2 little chargers. These will inflate your bike tubes super fast. That Big Air will do both of them to 40 psi, which is pretty good riding. So if for some reason you have 2 blowouts, something crazy happens, this will blow up both of them to 40 psi. Otherwise, I can just do some quick little charges. Tire wrench there to pull the tire off the rim. That's another CO2. And then nowadays you don't even need to carry glue with you. These are just peel and stick patches out of slime. Give them, I think it's 30 seconds, and they set up and you can start inflating again. You don't have to wait for any adhesives to dry or anything like that. And that's primarily what I carry. I do have some lube that I keep on the chain, but I probably wouldn't take it with me in a bug out scenario.